Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video we will write a Python program for supermarket billing system. So for writing this program we will use VS Code Studio. So this is a folder with name prog files. So here I have to open my VS Code Studio. Okay, so here I will click and then I will type here CMD to open command prompt. Okay, so then I will press enter key from my keyboard and then I will type here a command line to open VS Code Studio. Okay, so here I will type code space dot and then I will press enter key, and now you can see that VS Code Studio has opened successfully. Now I have to create a file in this prog files folder. So I will click here and here you can see that this is our prog files folder and we have a file with registration.python. Okay, py is extension for Python. Okay, so we have to create a new file with name billing system. Okay, so here I will click this option, that is new file. Okay, so after we have to provide a name for our Python file. So here I will type billing system. Okay, so this is billing system dot py. This is extension for Python, and then I will press enter key. Now you can see that this window is opened. Now we will write our Python program here. So I will collapse it and then I will create a list first of all. So here I will create list. Okay, so super superstore. So this is name of a list. You can use any other name instead of superstore. So here I will keep it empty still, and after it I have to use while loop. So here I will use while and then true. Okay, it will execute until false. Okay, so after it I have to provide some options to our users. So first I will use print function that is built in or provided by Python. Okay, so here I will provide first option, that add items with one. Okay, add items. Okay, so with one a user can add items, and then I will use again print function to provide second option. So here I will type 2 and then uh, we have to create a bill. So here I will type print a bill. Okay, print a bill, and after it here I will use again this print function, and now I will provide third option, that if you want to exit from your program then enter 0. So here I will type 0 exit. Okay, if user types 0, then he want to exit from program, and then I have to get the choice of users. So here I will use a variable. So first of all I have to declare that variable. So I can declare with name choice. You can use any name according to your desire, and after it I have to get value with type int. So here I will call int function, and after it I will use here input function. Okay, so this is input method, and by using this input method we have to get choice of user. So here I will type enter your choice. Okay, so here user will provide us his or her choice, and after it I want to print empty line. So here I will use print function without any parameter. Okay, so after it I have to handle this gotten value from user. So here I will use if condition. If choice is equal 1, that if user enters 1, so he want to add some items. So here I will use again print function without any parameter to print empty line, and then we will call here a function. Okay, and still function is not defined. So here I am calling, so I can use name. add items. Okay, so this is function name, and you can see error because still we have not declared or defined any function. So this is error because we are calling here without defining function. So after it I will print empty line again, and now I will use second condition, that will else if. So here I want to print bill. So here I will set condition that if choice is equal to, that if user enters 2, then we will call uh, function that is not declared still. So this is empty line, and after it I will call a function that can print bill. Okay, print bill. So this is function name that is not declared still. Okay, and after it I will use again elif, and then I will type that if choice is equal 0. So if user enters 0, then he wants to exit from program. So here I will print again an empty line, and then I will display a message. So here I want to print a string that is goodbye. Okay, so when a user wants to close the program, then we will print this string that goodbye. Okay, and after it I will print again an empty line. So this is function called of print without any parameter. Okay, so here I will set value for invalid input. So I will use else, that if user enters any value except the 1 2 or 0, then we will print message that this is invalid input. So here I will use else, and then on next line I will print empty line again by using this print function without any parameter, and after it I will display or print a string that is invalid input. Okay, so after it I will use again a print function without parameter to print empty line. Okay, so this process is completed. Now just we have to define two functions, one for adding items and other for printable. Okay, so I will go on the top of program, and here after a gap and first line I will define function. So I will use def keyword, and after it I have to define name of function. So function name was add items. So here I will use add items. Okay, this is function name, and now you can see that this error is removed where we are calling this function. First was error, but now this error is removed. But on second function calling, you can see this is error because we have not declared second function. So on next line we have to define it completely. So here I will write a code. So first of all I have to get name of item. So here I will get name first. So I will declare a variable with item names. Okay, so you can use any other name for this variable, but I am declaring with name items names. Okay, now I have to get name of item from user. So here I will use input method. So this is provided by Python by default. So here I will print that enter item name, and after it I will get this name from user, and then I will assign that value to this item names variable. Okay, now I have to get price of that item. So here I will declare item price. Okay, so this price should integer type. So here I will use int function because we have to convert this input into integer, because by default this is string type. Okay, so here we are getting name, so here we are not using any integer or string type function, because this is by default in string type. Okay, but now we have to get value in integer, so we have to use or call this int function, because this is string type by default. Now we have to convert it into int. Okay, so here I will use input function, that is by default, and after it I have to type a string that enter price of item. Okay, now here we will get price of item from user, then we will convert it into integer, and then we will assign this value to this item price. Okay, now next line I have to get total quantity from user, so here I will type quantity, and after it it should also integer type, so here I will call int function, and after it I will call input function, and here I will type using double pair of comma enter total quantity. Okay, total quantity, and after it we will get this quantity from user, and then we will assign this quantity to our item quantity variable. Okay, now we have to uh, declare a dictionary, so here I can use any name for declaring a dictionary, so I will use store. Okay, this is a dictionary name, so I want to repeat that you can use any other name instead of store. Okay, so after it I will assign it some values, so here I have to set some keys for every value. So for item name I will set key that names. Okay, so this is key, and then I will associate names with this key. Okay, so names are those values, those are we are getting from user, so I will associate them with this key. Okay, so here I will use this item names. Now these item names that are stored or gotten from user are associated with this names key. Okay, and after it you can use any other name instead of names. Okay, so after it I have to declare another key, that is price. Okay, and after it I will associate item price with this price key. Okay, so after it I have to define another key, so that is quantity. Okay, and after it I will associate item quantity with this quantity key. Okay, so here you can see again that we are gotten some values from user. First is name, second is price of item, and third is total quantity of items. Then we declared a dictionary with name store, and inside it we are defining some keys. So first is names key for names, and then we associated item names with this names key. Okay, and then we declared a price key, and then we associated a price of item with this price, and so on. Okay, now after it I have to store all these values into this superstore list. Okay, so here I will use superstore dot append. Append is function to append or insert any values into list. Okay, and this append function is by default that is provided by Python. Okay, so here I will call this append function, and then here I will pass store as a parameter. Okay, now all these values are stored in our superstore list. Okay, so when these values will be stored in our superstore list, then we will print a message using print function that item added successfully. Okay, item added successfully, and sorry, so this message will be printed when we will store successfully items into superstore list. Okay, then this message will be displayed. Now I want to print a line, dotted line, to separate it from previous output. Okay, so here I will use some dots or hyphens. So I will use hyphen. So these are some hyphens to create a dotted line. So this function is completed. Now I want to define other function, that is print bill. Okay, so here I will define that function. So here I will use def keyword and then name of that function, that was print bill. Okay, so here I will type print bill. So after declaring or defining this function, we can see that error is removed uh, here. Okay, so this error is removed successfully when we defined this function. Okay, so after it I will go to next line, and then I have to get name of this item that a user want to purchase. So here I will use a variable. So first of all I have to declare that user item. Okay, I mean name of that item that user want to purchase. So this should string type. So here I will not call any function, so I will call only input function to get value from user. So here I will type enter item. Okay, so after it we will get this value from user, and after it we will assign this value to user item. Okay, so here is error. Why is this error? So this error is because of this colon. We have to use assignment operator here, but we were using colons. Okay, so then we will get item name that a user want to purchase or customer want to purchase. Then we will assign that item name to this variable. Okay, and after it we have to ask for quantity. So here we will declare a variable with user quant. Okay, user quant, and after it we will use first int function. So this is int function because we have to convert it into integer. Okay, so after it I have to use input function, and then I will type here enter quantity. So user will enter quantity, total quantity that he want to purchase. For example, he want to purchase a soap. So we will ask that how many soaps you want to purchase. Then he will enter total quantity that he want to purchase only one soap or two soap or three soap. Okay. So after it, we will use here for loop to search this specific item from our list. So here I will use for loop, and after it I will declare a local variable that is I. You can use any other character or complete name of variable. Then I will use in keyword, and then here I will use superstore. Okay, superstore, because we have to set a total size of for loop according to this superstore list. For example, total size of superstore list is 100, then this for loop will execute 100 times. Okay, so after it I will use this colon. Now I should define here a flag that if atom was found, then we will set it true, otherwise it will false. So it should is found. Okay, sorry, found, and then we will set it false. First time this is false because still we have not searched any item. So when an item will found, then we will set it true. Okay, so here we are using this for loop, and inside the for loop we will set a condition that if user entered item, that is user item variable that contains that user entered item, okay, that he want to purchase. So after it, I have to compare it with item or with a specific item that should store in our uh, store sorry superstore list, okay. And after it, I will use I, and now I have to compare this with name of item. So here I will use key that is associated with names values, okay. So here, that is names, this is the key. You can see that this is the key that is associated with item's name, okay. Then inside this for loop, we are trying to compare user entered item. It means that he with name of that item that he want to purchase, then we will compare it with names, okay. So in first iteration, value of I is 0. It means that it will be compared stored value of first index, okay. So in first iteration, our user entered name with compared with first index, okay. If it match successfully, then we will set this is found flag true. Otherwise, for loop will execute next, and after it, in next iteration of for loop, value of I will 1. It means that on next iteration of for loop, user item will be compared with index 2, okay. If this item name compares successfully with value of index 2, then we will set this is found true. Otherwise, we will execute it once again, and so on, okay. So it will execute until size of total I, I mean that if size of I is 10, then a total iteration of for loop should 10 times, okay. So after it, I have to set second condition to compare or see that available quantity is greater than or equal to user entered quantity. So here I will use user quant variable, and then I will compare it with I, and then names of key that was associated with quantity, okay, quantity. So you can see that this is quantity key that is associated with total quantity of item, okay. Now we are setting two conditions. Sorry, here I should use and, okay, in this way. So here we are using if condition, and in this if condition, we are trying to compare user entered name of item with first index in first iteration, and with total quantity of item in first iteration stored on first index of our list, okay. And on next iteration or second iteration, it will be compared next index of list, and so on, okay. So if it matches successfully, then we will set is found flag true. It means that we have searched successfully item. So here I will set it true, okay. Now I want to break, but I will break it in the last, okay. And inside this, I will update quantity. So here I will use I, and after it I will use here key that is quantity, because we have to update it. So after it I have to update. So here I will use again I quantity, okay, quantity, and after it I will minus or decrease these user quantity, okay. So here I will use user quant variable, okay. So I want to explain it that here I have to update this quantity. Here I am using the index that was compared here or matched here, okay. So this is the same index. This index, this, and these two indexes are same, okay. It means that if is first index of names, then it is first index of quantity. And so here it is also first index of quantity, and also here is first index of quantity. Okay, so this will be updated, and after it I want to print total remaining quantities after purchasing item. Okay, so here I want to use this print function, and then I will type that remaining quantity. So what is this? Here I will type remaining quantity, and after it I will show or display total quantities by using this I and then key. Okay, I and key, that is quantity. So here I will type quantity. Okay, so here this remaining quantity will be printed. Okay, now I have to print a bill. So here I will declare a variable total bill. Okay, total bill, and then I have to calculate total bill of a specific item. So here I will use I, and then here I will use key that is associated with price of item, and then I will multiply it with total user entered quantities, okay, that are stored in user quant. Okay, so it will be multiplied with total price of item, and then we will display this bill or print this bill. So here I will use this print function, and then I will type here that total bill is, and after it I will use here this variable that is total bill. Okay, so this total bill will be printed. Okay, so I want to explain everything inside this for loop. So this for loop is using to search a specific item. Okay, then here we are trying to compare every item, okay, or every index of list with name and then quantity. If they are matched or compared successfully, then we will set this is found is true, and then we will update this total quantity. For example, we have total 10 items like a soap, and a soap with quantity 10. So we have to minus those quantities that a user have purchased. Okay, so here we are using user quant variable that contains quantity gotten by user. Okay, then we are printing here that remaining quantity is a specific quantity. Okay, and after it I have to calculate total bill. So here I am declaring a variable with name total bill, and then I am multiplying price of that item with user quantity, user entered quantity. For example, if price of item is 10 and user entered two quantities, I mean that he want to purchase two items, then uh, 2 will be multiplied with 10, then total bill will be 20 rupees. Okay, so here I am printing total bill. Okay, and after it I have to break it, because if a specific item is compared successfully, then we do not need to next iteration of for loop. Okay, so here I will use this break statement to break next iteration of for loop if we have compared item successfully. Okay, so if it does not match, so we have to use here else. Okay, Uh, no else, I have to use if, and this if is outside the for loop. Okay, because we are using this if in the same column where this for loop is defined. Okay, so this if is outside the body of for loop. So here I will use if is found. Okay, is found equal false, that if a user entered item does not match with any item name and all iterations are completed of for loop, then it means that is found is still false. Now I have to print a message that this item is not available. So here I will use print function, and this will without any parameter, because I have to print an empty line. So after it I will use again print function, and then I will type that item not available. Okay, item not available, and after it I will print a empty line again by using this print function without any parameter. Okay, now this is also completed. Now I have to save it and then I will test it. Okay, so here I will save it with control plus s, and now I will expand it, and now you can see this option, that is run python file in dedicated terminal, and after it you can see output. So here I have to add item, enter your choice. So first of all I have to add item, I will press enter, and then I have to enter name of item. So first I will enter soap, and now price of item I will enter 20, and then enter total quantity, so I will enter 10. Okay, now you can see that item added successfully. Now I want to add another item, so here I will use one again, and now I will enter a name of item egg. Okay, egg, and then enter price of item, so I will enter 10 rupees. Now total quantity of egg is 12. Okay, so this item is also added successfully. Now I have to print a bill because a user want to purchase some item. So here I will get name of item, so user will enter soap. Okay, he can use also egg, so here I will get quantity. So user will enter 2, and after it I have displayed that item not available. Why is this printing? In fact, this is a logical error because of this equal equal sign. We have to use here uh, second condition that and user quantity should less than or equal to, okay, total quantity of item saved in our list. So we were using a double equal sign, but we should use this less than or equal to. It means that user quantity should less than total quantity or equal to total quantity. Okay, so this was reason of our logical error. So I will save it again, and now I want to execute my project again, and after it you can see output. Now I will enter 1 to add items, and here I will enter name of item. So here I will enter soap, sorry, soap, and the price of soap is 20 rupees, and enter total quantity is 10, and one item added successfully. Now I will add item again, so after it I will enter name of item, so after it I will enter egg. Now price of egg, that should 10 rupees, and then enter total quantity, so I will enter 12. Now you can see this item is added successfully. Okay, now I will print bill, so here I will enter 2, and then here I will enter a name of item. So this is soap, so I will enter quantity, so I will enter 2. Now you can see that this bill is printed. So here you can see total bill is 40 rupees, and after it you can see that remaining quantity is 8. Total quantity was 10, but our customer have purchased 2 soaps, that's why here is remaining quantity 8. Okay, because our customer is purchasing 2 soaps. Okay, now I will print again bill, so here I will enter 2, and after it I will purchase 10 soaps. Okay, then we will see that what will happen. So here I will enter name of item, that is soap, and now I want to purchase 10 soaps. Okay, now you can see that our remaining quantity is 8, but we are trying to purchase 10 soaps. Then we will say that what will happen. So I will press enter. Now you can see that item not available. Now because our user entered quantity is 10, that is greater than available quantity. So this message is printed that item not available. Okay, so now I want to test furthermore, like if I will enter invalid choice, so I will enter here 3. Okay, so you can see that this is invalid input, and after it what will happen, if I will enter 0, then you can see that goodbye, we are not out of our program because it is any error, logical error. So I will set it again. Here you can see when user will enter 0, then it will break. It should break our for sorry while loop. So here you can see this message is printed goodbye, but we did not use here break statement. Okay, now I have saved it with control plus S, and now I will execute it once again, and now you can see there this is output of our program, and now I will enter 0, okay, to exit from program, and now you can see that this message is printed goodbye, and now we are successfully exited from this program. So this is all about that how to create supermarket billing system. I hope this video will be very helpful for you and easy to understand for you. If you like this video, please share with your class fellows and friends, and please subscribe our YouTube channel. Thank you.